Welcome to Wine Road, the wine, when, and where of Northern Sonoma County. I'm your host, Marcy Gordon, with Beth Costa, Executive Director of the Wine Road.
We are on the air due to the generous support of River Road Family Vineyards and Winery. We encourage you to check out their website, riverroadvineyards.com, and explore their collection of beautifully crafted wines, from Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, along with Old Vine Zinfandel, all from the Russian River Valley, as well as Cabernet Sauvignon from the Alexander Valley. Again, that's riverroadvineyards.com.
Welcome to episode 187. Today our guest is Renae Perry from Papapietro Perry in the Timbercrest winery area. Welcome, Renae. It's been a while since we've seen you.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so they're out on Dry Creek Road.
On Dry Creek Road, yes.
Outside of Healdsburg. So yeah, this is a nice way to start the day. We have a little Pinot from Papapietro Perry. That's a good way to start the day.
This
so what have we got here?
Not a little Pinot. This is a fabulous Pinot.
Tell us about this.
So what we have is a 2020 Russian River Valley blend of Pinot Noir. So it's 100% Pinot Noir, all from several vineyards, 4 different vineyards from the Russian River Valley. And this wine just won 100 points in the Sunset Magazine competition.
Oh my God. I mean, really,
that's
sink in.
Stiff competition.
Well, 100 points. My God.
It was shocking for us.
That's awesome.
It's really
Congratulations. This is beautiful.
This wine's won quite a few things. And I think it's quite interesting because the 2020 vintage has gotten a lot of bad press. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that our 2020s, first of all the wine was in barrel before any fire started.
Right.
And we feel really bad that they're writing the whole vintage off with this big brush that says fire damage to all the grapes, which is not true. Our 2020s, I believe every one of them has gotten over 90 points, and this one here getting 100 points. So we've won many accolades on our 2020s, and they're delicious, and people should not write off the vintage.
Well, I was just saying, I found that a lot of wineries didn't make a wine. So, I mean, I don't think that people put out a bad wine in 2020. I think that the wineries that had problems with fire or smoke just didn't produce a wine.
But also the fact is,
it's their reputation.
That vintage, that season up until the fires was a beautiful, perfect weather, everything, all the externals that were going to make a great wine were there, and it discounts people who had brought in their wine before that.
If your fruit's in, your fruit's in.
Right. I mean, the media has basically painted it as a bad vintage, and it's not fair.
Right.
So
yeah, that's not right.
This is delicious. Enjoy it.
Oh, my God. Is it ever?
So proof people don't believe everything you read, believe everything you taste.
And believe what we tell you.
And yes, that's the other thing. Yeah.
There's that.
And send your check to
I have 4 kids. I've been trying to say that for years.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think this is a good object lesson that you can't go by everything you hear or read because it's an opinion, but here are facts. And this is amazing, Renae.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's got to be thrilling when you got that notice. Just what I would expect, quite honestly, from Papapietro Perry's Pinot.
Also, the Pigs and Pinot event that happens at the Hotel Healdsburg, our wine won again. We've won 3 times at the Pigs and Pinot. 2 first places and 1 second place. Yeah. No other wineries even won twice. Right. So it's pretty incredible. It's a blind tasting of 60 of the best Pinot Noirs in the world. And 3 awards, just amazing. I think the last one, Ben said you could have knocked him over with a feather. Yeah. He was at the event, and when they called his name, he just couldn't even believe it.
Yeah.
So it's very exciting.
So I know this has been quite a while now, but you did just do some mammoth, epic wine cruise with your wine club. Tell me about that.
Well, it was epic. It was a 2-week cruise.
That's a long time.
It was a very long time.
Yeah.
Maybe a week too long on a boat for me.
Yeah.
But
that's what I would think.
Give me
a week, I'd be good.
We started in Istanbul, and we had a 3-day pre-cruise tours of Istanbul with about 30 of the guests that came with us. And then we took about 135 people with us.
Oh, my gosh.
On an Oceania cruise. Went from Istanbul. We went to, we were in Turkey. Then we were in Greece. We were in Italy. We were in Cyprus. We ended up in Rome after being in a different port most every day.
Wow.
And it was lovely. We had winemaker dinners. We did special tours with just our group and got to meet a lot of really great people and have a really great time.
Yeah. I mean, at that amount of time, you're going to end up being, that's really going to build some friendships.
That's a
that are gonna
bonding
last. You really
experience.
stay in touch with. And
there's people we've done probably 8 cruises, I think, over the years. And there are people who have been with us on every one of them.
Yeah.
So they all know each other. It's so much fun. They're just all, old friends getting together again.
Yeah. What a blast. So what's happening at the winery? Are you open daily or are there certain days?
Yeah, we're open every day, except for Christmas and Easter, I believe. Thanksgiving. We're open every day from 11 to 3:30. We do take reservations, but we also take walk-ins. So, if you want to be sure you're getting a table, you make a reservation. But if we have the space, we're really happy to accommodate anyone who walks in. We're serving 4 or 5 Pinots each day and sit outside on the porch and look out at the Dry Creek Valley. It couldn't be more beautiful.
It is relaxing. A great view from that deck.
It's incredible. It feels like it's a painting. I sit out there and say, pinch me. This is where I go to work.
Description. Yes. Definitely. It's like going to a master class in Pinot to come taste there.
It is. Harvest ran a little late this year, so later than it's ever started before. And so the weather is always an interesting thing.
Farmers, that's what I tell people. The wine growing, it's farming. So
that's the beauty of wine.
Yeah.
It's of the moment. Yeah. It's really telling you the story of that year.
Yeah, last year it was mid-August. This year into the end of September. It's crazy.
So it always cracks me up. I do lots of seminars with different winemakers, consumer groups, with maybe 20, 30 people. And people are always asking about different vintages. And it always blows my mind how winemakers can remember the exact weather from 5 years ago. Oh, in 2007, remember it rained on, August 3rd. And I'm like, really?
Because it's such an important
every
moment.
detail. But for years, it blows my mind. So, it is
that's
farming.
like a milestone in their
Everything
the
matters.
making of the wine.
Yeah.
Until the grapes are in, everybody's nervous.
That's the thing.
Yeah. Ben says until the wine's in the bottle. He said the happiest day is when bottling is over.
Yeah.
And it's done and he can relax. Until then, anything can happen.
It is a high wire act to be a winemaker, because you have all these variables. You don't know what's happening and you're just trying to, stay the course and make a beautiful wine. And well, here in our glass is
I think that's an example. That year it worked out for sure. So I do tell people just what you'd said, that if there's a winery that you really want to see that's like, on your bucket list, you're coming, you're going to visit, make sure you do make a reservation. A lot of wineries, just like you said, you can take walk-ins, but only if you have space. So, if you're here and you don't have a reservation at Papapietro Perry, stop in because if they have space, they'll take you. But, if it's on your list, call ahead.
Yeah. And we're doing a lot of events still. COVID really changed our world, as we all know.
Yeah.
And we got into the Zoom things, and we've continued to do them. So we still are doing a lot of events. In the holiday time, we're going to have a paint barrel stave with a Santa.
Oh,
It's funny because you said, it changed a lot of things. You actually were just the leader of the pack when it came to that. I mean, Papapietro Perry did amazing virtual events. Blending, just you name it. And then all the different art things. It seems like you had bingo virtually with wine. You just did a million things.
We did do a million things.
That were so fun.
And we're still doing them. We just did a bingo yesterday.
Oh, my gosh.
So we're doing private events for people. If you have a corporate event or a birthday party or anniversary, anything with your family, you can get together some people. We're happy to do an event. And we've done bingo. We've done trivia. We're doing this painting thing. We do a caviar tasting.
Oh, nice.
Rough.
We're doing.
I don't know. Should we do the caviar tasting?
It's incredible.
Call James and have him bring the Bentley around.
Yes, I know.
So, it's kept on going, and gives us a chance to talk to our fans and our wine club members that are all over the country and don't get to come here. We forget that they came one time, come to the winery and join the wine club, and then we don't want to lose them, and we want to keep in touch with them, and we love seeing them.
You maintain and deepen that connection, and that people want that, and you do such an amazing job of keeping that spirit of the connection alive.
I've just loved it because you had a good mix of things that were a little more serious wine geeky, and then things that are just more fun. I just feel like you've had a great variety of things to offer customers, and you can't expect someone to fly out here on a regular basis, but if they can stay connected one way or another, I think that is nailing it. Yeah, I love it.
We've perfected the ability to do them in tandem. So we do a live event at the winery, but we also have a Zoom happening at the same time.
Oh, that's
so
so
you
smart.
can be at home or you can be at the winery.
Right.
So, for example, we do Riedel wine glass seminars. I don't know if anyone's ever done those, but they are amazing.
They are amazing.
They're shocking.
I think so too.
I've had many people give me looks like, sure, the glass matters. And then at the end of the event, they're going, I'm buying all new wine glasses.
Good glass means I've done a seminar like that, and you really don't realize, the lip of the glass and the friction and how it's made. It makes such a difference.
The shape.
But you would never know that unless you did that, because it just,
You don't believe it until you do.
Yeah,
it.
You really don't.
Yeah, I've had my husband who's like he'll
I'm
drink out of
drinking
a
out of a
Libby glass
juice
for
glass.
whatever, and I'm like, okay. And he did that Riedel one, and it blew his mind.
Oh, I always tell people, I remember years ago coming home from work and my husband handing me 2 glasses of wine. One in a little Italian wine glass, we called it, a little
Which
juice
I
glass.
love those,
Well,
yeah.
And one in a beautiful Riedel glass. And he said, which of these wines do you like better? And I took a sip of each and I went like, oh, this one's much better in the wine glass.
Right.
And he said, they're the same wine.
Same one.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like,
no, I don't believe you.
I need to do that with Roger, because he is like the Italian wine glass.
Yes.
All he will drink, I say, I have a beautiful glass. And I just want the glass. I just want the glass. I think it's because he has these big, massive hands, and he just is afraid he's going to break the glass.
I like
or
the feel
something.
of the Italian heavy juice glass thing.
Yeah,
but
it's
I
so
know that the other
But
one's
every
better.
night, I'm like, I'm going to pour you in this beautiful Pinot glass or this glass. He goes, no, I just want the juice glass. I'm like, okay, what are you, Fred Flintstone? I mean,
I mean, I've had the Riedel representative tell us that it's no wonder a wine tastes terrible on an airplane.
Oh,
because they give it to you in a plastic
glass.
glass.
Little plastic glass.
If they gave
Yeah.
you a nice glass, maybe the
Right.
wine
Yeah.
would taste a whole
Right.
lot better.
I am a huge proponent of good glass.
Even, oh my gosh, I've been here a long time. So, 20-something years ago during barrel tasting, for the wine road, for barrel tasting, we just used, the simplest Libby wine glass that we gave out for the event. And winemakers complain so much they're pouring barrel samples, which are, pretty heavy-duty wines to begin with, and then you're putting in a Libby glass. So we upped the game with a better glass even for that event, because then it does make a difference. Definitely makes a difference.
Well, we're going to do a seminar in March at the winery and on virtually. And we had Riedel's made us a special selection of glasses so that the 4 glasses cover the Chardonnay, Pinot, and Zinfandel, because we've never been able to get a kit that had all of the glasses. We only make those 3 kinds of wines.
Right.
Cool.
So we're going to be able to do that. And, you can find all information on our website anytime for all of our events. But it really is very, very exciting event.
I think it's cool. So you mentioned the Chardonnay and the Zinfandel. So there was a time when Papapietro Perry was Pinot only.
Actually, no. I think we've always made Zinfandel.
Did you?
But the Chardonnay, we made Chardonnay at first. Then we stopped, as Ben likes to say, ABC, anything but Chardonnay. There was a time when nobody wanted to buy Chardonnay.
Right.
So we stopped making it for a while. And then we started having a lot of winemaker dinners that needed a white wine for a course. And we didn't want to serve somebody else's white wine. So we were able to get Chardonnay from Peter's Vineyard, the same place that we
nice.
get
Well, there you
our
go.
Pinot from.
My favorite
so
Pinot.
we do make a beautiful Chardonnay. And actually right now in the tasting room, it's the first pour. When you come into the winery, we give you a splash of Chardonnay so that you get to know we do make other things. So we make just one Chardonnay and we make one Zinfandel that we call Zino because it's made like Pinot. It's a very delicious Zinfandel. Especially for Pinot lovers.
So Dry Creek Vineyard does this, what would you call it? They do a Zinfandel throwdown kind of a tasting that is only there for no consumers, no press, no one. It's just winemakers. And it's just for wineries in Dry Creek Valley that produces Zinfandel. And it's so fun. I go and help them tabulate their votes or whatever. But I was there the year Papapietro won for the Zinfandel, and I thought, oh my God.
I know, people were upset.
These are all winemakers. It's just winemakers there. It's a blind tasting, and it is so well managed. I mean, it's definitely a blind tasting. And I thought, well, that was cool and funny.
Yeah, and we came in second, I think, another time. So there you go.
Well, that's so gratifying.
Yeah, for sure. So what else? What's new? I think you were trying to learn a little pickleball. Is that true, Renae?
Well, I've put out a request to learn pickleball. I haven't actually jumped in yet. I'm scared I'm going to get hurt, really, to tell you the truth. But I don't know. I haven't tried. Have you done it?
I have not done it, but I saw that I live in Cloverdale now, and I saw on the little Cloverdale page there's somebody who's teaching it. They just do one class just so you can learn the rules and how to play whatever. And I thought, I'll have to send you the link because a good starter.
I don't play pickleball, but I am very interested in getting a bunch of people together and buying the old Rite Aid in Sebastopol and turning that into the Pickleball Palace, indoor pickleball. I just
like
see
it
a
to be a
marketing.
pickleball palace.
I see an opportunity here, and I've mentioned this to a few people. I'm like, wow, that's a great idea. But I mean, I need the funds. But I think, and
you're just the idea
call
man
in with the funds.
You're
I'm
the
just
idea
a
man.
marketing person. But from my perspective, it's like indoor pickleball. That would be great. It's like a huge empty space.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be cool? It could be a pickleball lounge, a little bit of bar, a little bit of pickleball, although I need to learn about pickleball. But it is such a
so
growth.
popular right
It's
now.
such a growth.
Oh my
and
gosh,
it's like
everywhere.
I know so many people, especially people our age, that have gone from tennis to pickleball.
Yeah.
And, Roger and I used to play a ton of tennis until the one day I beat him. We never played again. Never played again. I was like, oh, what? I get this now,
Yeah,
But
pickleball seems safer.
but it is
On my
also
own knees.
it's easier. It's a smaller court,
Yeah.
and when you start, call us.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll be a threesome. I guess you need 4, but
I think you
whatever.
need 4.
I'm sure we can find somebody.
You can try it out.
I'm still just doing golf.
Yeah, you do golf on a regular basis.
love
I do
golf.
golf on a regular basis,
Yeah.
yeah. And then Healdsburg has that lovely golf course.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful 9-hole golf course. It's right in our town.
Yeah.
It couldn't be any easier.
Right.
So,
Have you ever played at Sebastopol's golf course?
oh, I've played everywhere
yeah,
probably.
that's a
but-
sweet little 9-hole. They keep that so pristine. It's lovely.
And lovely to go out. I love to go out to Northwood out in
Oh, I love
yes.
Northwood. I don't golf at all, but I love to drive the cart at Northwood
and have lunch.
and have lunch. Yeah,
That's-
my husband golfs, so I'll
That's
drive the cart.
iconic.
It's
so
beautiful.
pretty, just
Yeah.
right in the redwoods. It is.
Yeah.
It's really a great golf course for
It's
women,
beautiful.
to tell you the truth, because there's so many trees.
Yeah.
The men who hit the ball way too far
Oh,
end up
smash
in the
the
trees all the
trees, yeah.
time.
Right.
And me and my friends who
Right.
I golf with, we hit the ball, pretty good.
Yeah.
And it goes nice and straight down the middle
Right.
all the time.
Right.
So
That's
Yeah.
a perfect spot.
That's wonderful.
And then a day in Guerneville. I've spent lots of just days in Guerneville wandering. They have lots of little art galleries and little restaurants, and Guerneville's a cute little spot to go to.
I had a cousin visiting recently, and we did the whole Guerneville. We went to the Armstrong Redwoods to do our typical hike, and lo and
got a
behold,
little off
I did
track.
not pay attention to the fact that since the fires, the trails have been closed. So I'm like, oh, it's just a little longer, and then we'll turn off and go down. And we get to turn off, it's like closed. So we have another hour and a half to come back, and it's like, well, just a little bit longer. But
Should have packed provisions.
oh my gosh, it was
It was a lot.
It was a lot, but it was beautiful. It's always beautiful when you're out in nature. But then we went to the little taco truck in the Safeway parking lot. We just did the whole scene, and we drove through and went out to Duncan Mills. It's great to have visitors because you do all the things you never do.
you get to be a tourist in your own
Yeah,
town.
and it was a great week to
So
have all that.
where do you tell people to go when you have visitors or people asking you?
Well, I do send them to Armstrong Woods. Pretty
Yeah.
much always go to Armstrong Woods. We go to the coast, out to the beaches, because there's so many beautiful beaches in Sonoma.
Yes.
That it's just beautiful to go out there. Out to Nick's Cove, out there and have some lunch. Obviously, wine tasting. We go out on the lake. I have a boat.
Yeah, I've said,
I
do you still have your
Oh,
boat?
nice.
I have a pontoon party boat, of
Yeah.
course.
Of course.
Renae.
Party
The
with
party
Renae.
boat. Yeah, there's your sign. It's written on a bathroom wall somewhere.
We
Party
go
with
out on the
Renae.
boat. It's lovely out there. It's so peaceful and beautiful, especially if you can go during the week when no one's out there.
Yeah.
It's lovely. What else do we do?
Any new restaurants that are favorites?
Well, my tried and trues are my favorite. I
Yeah.
love
Where's that?
Diavola.
Yes.
So do I.
It's in Geyserville.
Yeah.
It's just everything on there, even when it sounds weird.
Yeah.
It's
Everything's
delicious.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything. It's something I think I would never. I've eaten tripe.
Yeah.
And I would never eat tripe, I think.
Right,
And
right.
I've ordered it 10 times.
Oh my
up there.
gosh.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
Everything is delicious, and they're open. It's hard to eat somewhere on a Tuesday and a Monday
Yes.
and
Oh
a Tuesday.
my gosh, we were talking
or a
about that
Wednesday.
earlier.
That's our theme.
Even
is-
tasting rooms.
yeah.
At one point, everything was closed on, Tuesday or whatever. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to send you.
But Diavola's open.
Yeah.
So that's, I always love it there. There's some new restaurants, but I like the tried and trues. They're really the ones I love. Also, Guiso. I don't know if you eat there.
I have never been able to get Ever. I've never been able to get in there. When I've been there, like they open at noon and then it's 12:15, they're still not open. Like, okay, well, that's not going to work. Or then by then you go back and it's full. I can't get a reservation. Yeah.
And for dinner.
Yeah.
Are they open for lunch?
They used to, well, I don't know, since COVID.
They are.
Since the world changed. But yeah.
But I was watching a Check Please, one of the, on TV.
Oh, yeah, Leslie. Yeah.
And it was with the chefs, local chefs, and one of the chefs actually picked Guiso as their favorite restaurant. And I was like, wow, that little place in Healdsburg. But
it was always a cool place. Remember when it was the Ravenette?
Oh, yeah.
That was a regular for me. I loved that place.
But since COVID, they actually put some tables outside that they're able to have. Now, you still have 6 tables inside?
That's the thing. It was so small. Yeah. How fun.
Little gem.
Little gem. So do you have another cruise will the winery do a cruise again next year, or do they do that
we don't
sort of?
No.
Yeah.
We usually try not to think about it right after one cruise. It takes about...
You got to recover.
Yeah. It takes 2 years to plan a cruise.
So it is part, you book a group of rooms that is specifically for your group within a larger cruise.
Right. Yes, the ship holds, 1,200 people, I think. But Food and Wine Trails, we block off a certain number of rooms, and we, reserve for a winemaker
and you
dinner.
Have specific
and we have
programmatic with them.
Right.
Yeah. That's so cool.
It's quite involved, and you have to plan so far in advance. I think we cruised last time in June. I believe we sent the wine in January.
Well, that's the thing.
Wow,
people have asked me about coordinating that, and I'm thinking, I just don't have the bandwidth to coordinate that. It's hard.
Get the wine, I think, to Florida or somewhere, and they pick it up. But it's just that you have to plan so far in advance that it's hard to decide.
That's a nice way to have, you really get to connect with people in that way.
Yeah. They're friends. Yeah. It's not you're on a vacation together. It's really, really.
Are other passengers jealous of the wines?
Oh, yeah.
I bet they get like, what are you guys doing?
Oh, I didn't even think about that, actually.
Yeah.
Many people are like, how do we get in there?
Right.
Can we join? And,
I want the good stuff.
Yeah. And the cruise line usually picks up and buys our wine as well, so that other people are on the ship and do see us.
Right.
That's nice.
They can order it and drink it as well. So that's great. They get to try it too.
Right.
Time for our Fast Five. Who do we have on the line now?
Hey, everybody. It's Rebecca Germolis.
Rebecca, what's your Fast Five?
Well, I'm excited to share this Fast Five. I make this so often, I would think my friends and family are getting sick of it, but nobody has. It is the perfect go-to appetizer when you have people coming over and you think, okay, I'm going to serve wine. I want to have some protein. What can I make quickly? And I really don't want to serve mini meatballs or mini hot dogs. I mean, really? That's so...
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. Back that up.
You're dissing Beth's go-to
I know, really.
here.
Gosh, I'm crushed.
So you can make this with as many or as few ingredients as you want to. So I'm just going to give you the basic, and then we'll talk about the variations. So it has deli turkey, deli ham, cream cheese, and pesto.
Wow.
And I just kind of made this up one day when we had that in the house and we were having company and we didn't know it. And I got out the turkey and I layered a pretty good layer of cream cheese, and then I put the ham on top of that, and then I put the pesto on top of the ham, and I rolled it up and I cut it into little bite-sized pieces and looked like pinwheels.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody scarfed it down instantly.
Oh, my gosh.
I've had this at your house.
Oh, that's right.
This is really delicious because I can't have to stop eating these because they were so delicious, but they're perfect with wine.
Right.
They've got that protein and the cheese and the pesto. Everything about it is like.
And I want to tell you some variations.
I thought you bought those. I didn't know you made them.
I pretty much make everything I eat. So one of the things that you can do is a lot of people don't like cream cheese. So I buy Chev goat cheese, soft, and add a little olive oil, sometimes some fresh thyme, mix it up, and put that in instead of the cream cheese. And there's something we really love called Zug, which is a Mediterranean pesto with cilantro and garlic, and it's a little spicy. Use that instead of basil pesto or any other kind of pesto. And same thing. Anyway, it's delicious. It's easy. Your friends will think you're a gourmet cook.
We did. Yeah.
That's my Fast Five, but it's only 4.
All right.
I love
we'll
it.
Put that in the show notes. Thank you.
Thanks
You're
for calling
welcome.
in. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Okay, let's see. Anything else that we need to talk about, mention? I do want to mention that this weekend, although it's last minute, this weekend is the Wine and Food Affair. And we've got about 40 wineries participating, and each winery has a little recipe online. So they serve their recipe paired with one of their wines. It's really the premier event for the Wine Road.
My favorite event
And
of the
so
year.
it's always, if you're planning next year, it's always the first weekend in November. And then in about 2 weeks, tickets will be going on sale for Winter Wineland, which is in January. So all those details are at wineroad.com.
You sold out early on Wine and Food Affair.
Well, we have to limit it to the amount of wineries that are participating.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
So it's a metric.
It's a metric.
But still,
That's where the math comes in.
the
to play.
people. Okay, I don't do math.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think that's kind of it. Is there anything else you want to mention about the winery that people should check out?
Well, definitely check out our website. It's papapietro-perry.com for all of our events. But one thing that's really coming up that's going to be fun is right after this airs, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's called a holiday photo shoot, where you can bring your pet or your baby or anybody to the winery, or just yourselves, and we'll have our marketing guy, who's a great photographer, Luke Emmerman, will
Luke
be
is
there.
great.
I love
Luke.
that.
Yeah, he'll be there, and he'll be taking pictures, and we have it set up inside the cellar with some barrels and poinsettias, so it looks very holiday-ish.
What a great
and
idea.
you can take your picture, and it's free. And
It could be your Christmas card.
and it's your Christmas card,
My
right?
pet is my baby.
Right, for most people. And then you also might have a real baby. You could do that too.
Rent one.
Rent a baby. They have them on hand.
You can have
you can borrow one
those
for the
props.
day.
You can, here's a baby. Just hold it.
Hold your mustache. Hold your baby.
It's November 18th.
Okay, that's perfect.
And it's really, really a great way to get a great holiday picture. And,
Love it.
Then Luke, emails it to you, and you take it from there.
Yeah,
So
fun.
you can book a tasting and a photo, or just come in for a photo.
You guys always have such creative events. I
That's
love
the
that.
thing.
That
I think
is
it's
very.
fun.
They're always engaging, and they extend beyond the wine. So it's a real connection.
Also, if you're kind of new to the area, it can kind of be a one-stop place if you drive up to Timber Crest Farms, because there's multiple wineries up there. You can stop in at Renae's, at Papapietro Perry. You can go to Peterson and Amphora and Kokomo. Optima is up there. So, it's a beautiful little spot.
It's a
Check out
good
a lot of
spot.
different things, and everybody really makes a variety of different wines. So,
Yeah, you can pretty much hit everything right there.
yeah.
Yeah, we're unusual to be Pinot Noir in Dry Creek
Right.
Valley, so we're like an oasis of Pinot Noir in the middle of
That's the
Zinfandel
thing.
and Cab country. But
Yes, the other place, lots of Zen at the other wineries.
yeah, I mean, we obviously don't get our Pinot from Dry Creek
Right.
Valley because it's too hot, but we do make it there. So
Right.
Yeah.
it's,
no,
it's a great place to
wonderful.
come and visit, and we hope you all come and see us.
Gosh, they can also stop at the Dry Creek General Store on the way out there because it's all snazzy, but you have to have time because they're kind of slow.
You can order ahead of time.
Yeah.
If you call up and order ahead of time, that's a good idea.
Or just order what's in the case ready to go.
It's funny.
I want that.
I've been there a couple of times when I'm taking friends, and every time I've been there, I always ran into Aaron, your son.
Oh,
Yeah, like back in the day. It
Yeah.
was like, oh my, he was always there whenever I was there. It was so funny.
well, now he's in Maui. So
Yeah, I know. So I don't
Won't
run
run
into
into
him
him.
Hard to
there.
run into
It's
him.
hard to run into
Yeah.
him there. But
yeah. So that's it, I think. Anything else? We got to check out the website. You mentioned that.
yes, so we will put it all in the show notes. We'll put the link to Renae's winery. We'll put a link to the events that are coming up, and
Tell
also
us again-
this beautiful,
why don't you
beautiful
tell us again
Pinot.
what it was.
So
this-
also, just one more
What's
thing.
the
It's our
fun- yes.
25th anniversary.
oh my
well, there
gosh.
you go.
So that's pretty exciting. We had a wonderful winemaker dinners at the Matheson to celebrate our 25th anniversary, which were delicious. And, we're just celebrating the whole year. So it's hard to believe 25 years.
25
That's
years
amazing.
From our
Renee.
garage, starting in
I
our
was going
garage
to say
in
from
San
where it
Francisco.
started. And I do think we didn't get into it today, but I do think that people should go on the website and check out how it started, because I think everyone thinks that wineries are just people with a lot of money who just started everything and it was easy and no big deal. But I always felt like your story was really, there was just the passion to make it work no matter what. And I mean, you sacrificed a lot along the way and gave up a lot. I mean, the success is there, but it didn't just happen.
Oh, clearly. I remember the Christmas I bought everybody's present at the Dollar Tree.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And that episode is in our archives. Check it out. Go back and find that episode. That's just tells the story. It's just such a great
It is a great story, but I think it's also there's just a lot of wineries that are in that have
The
done the same thing, and it really is the
sacrifice.
passion.
Yeah, people saw passion, but sacrifice is
Yes,
there too.
exactly. So this was great. Thank you for being here.
Cheers
it was
to you,
really fun to
Renee.
see you.
Cheers.
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you for
25 years.
coming. Yes,
25
years.
Holy cow, look what's happened.
What a milestone.
No kidding.
Thanks for having me.
So we'll keep seeing you on the wine road.
You will.
Or a pickleball court near you.
Yeah, pickleball court, pickle and Pinot. There you go. I mean, you can set up a court in the parking lot there at Timber Crest. I mean, it could be a whole thing.
You have to negotiate that with a lot of neighbors.
The legions of pickleball players are so fanatical. I mean, we'll talk.
Talk amongst ourselves.
This could be a problem.
All right.
Thank you for joining us. Good to see you.
Bye-bye.